It's Eric J. Olson for another live recording for our podcast, the Managing Partners Podcast. So with this podcast, we interview America's top managing partners to figure out what they're doing to grow their law firms and what they're doing to keep their case pipeline full. And today, all the way from Seattle, Boyoon Choi.
Hi, Eric.
Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
I had to practice that a few times. Did not want to mess that up.
Practice
Let me tell the audience.
perfect.
Let me tell the audience a little bit about you.
Sure.
Let me tell them, and then we'll ask you for more info. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Ms. Choi focuses her practice in corporate law and finance. She has participated in advising and structuring acquisition of companies and assets in various industries, including renewable energy assets, real estate, automobile, hospitality, heavy industries, lumber, and financial. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Yeah. So besides what I just said, can you tell us a little bit more about you and your firm?
Sure. My name is Boyoon. I've been practicing here in Washington State since 2012. And I'm the managing partner for Choi Capital Law, also since 2012. We're what you would call a boutique law firm. There's 5 of us in terms of attorneys that mostly handle broad subject matter of business transaction and litigation. We have developed a fairly larger portfolio of intellectual property clients as well over the years, with our IP partner, Mudit Kakar, joining. And we also have a small tax practice. As you can imagine, assisting clients in business matters, taxation, tax matters do come about every now and then. And we have mostly as a more advocacy program as a firm, because most of our attorneys are from different backgrounds, that we assist clients for immigration work at times, selectively. But generally, we would say we're corporate business transaction litigation law firm.
Excellent. That's great. All right. So can you tell us, and I'm getting some feedback. Oh, I'm sorry about that. All right. So I am getting some feedback. So I want to try to be quick with what I say, because I get the feedback when I stop talking. So audience, if you hear the feedback, I apologize. What are some different ways that you go about getting new clients?
So, over the years, we've tried various things from, social media, online platforms, paid marketing to some degree. But I think the most effective so far has been networking, word of mouth, existing clients. So we tend to focus more on the networking, our individual personal relationship or business relationships. I think those are the most effective and critical marketing options for us so far.
Oh, yeah. Well, certainly networking, relationship marketing is very effective. Are you still doing any kind of like internet marketing or marketing besides like the relationship marketing?
So in terms of internet marketing, when attorneys get, I think there are platforms like Best Lawyers and Super Lawyers that they nominate you and they also market you. I think those are pretty standard. We try to be more active online, just sharing our our firm's stories to people that are in our network. But you know what, to be honest, we haven't really done as much as what people say that is possible. I would say.
It's interesting because there is a ton that could be done, but to do all that is prohibitive, and some things are much more effective than others. So yeah, in my experience, at least, you want to kind of pick and choose where you deploy your resources, right? And you mentioned the relationships that you have, and trying to nurture those the best that you can. Like that's a really good investment of time, and if you put money behind it, that's great as well. So
absolutely.
Speaking of nurturing, there's usually a period of time between when someone either calls you or fills out your form,
Mhm,
or you get connected with someone, and when they actually become a client. And there's this
mhm,
period of time where you're kind of nurturing them, if you will, and that's what
mhm,
we kind of mean by keeping that case pipeline full, like the prospective
mhm.
clients. Are there some tools that you use? Like actually, what are the tools that you use in your firm to like either track that or track your cases? And then are there things that you do to nurture those clients through?
I must say, because we're a small boutique firm, it's not like we get hundreds of clients, let's say, given month. So I guess in a way, which is definitely financial for us, is that we adopt a different model in that for most of our initial client takes, people who come initially to kind of tell their story and see if we can help them, we don't charge for initial consultation. And we do it for specific purposes. One, we want to make sure we hear the client's full story to determine whether or not we can indeed effectively help them at the end of the day. And it also less pressures the client to be time limited or have some kind of financial limitations or burden. And that way we get to know the client initially off the bat. And
Yes.
I think more than any systematic system, or agenda, I think just getting to know the client from the beginning kind of helps out, because you have a conversational meeting and they may or may not reach out to you with further questions, or we could also reach out to them later on if we think that something comes up that are pertinent to the clients that we've met. So it's not really like a technical system, I would say, but nonetheless, for as a firm, taking that time, investing into getting to know our initial clients without charging them any initial consultation fee, I think is something that's been pretty effective for us and nurturing, or kind of, you know, um, being able to preserve that opportunity later on, even if they don't hire us immediately.
I think charging for an initial meeting is difficult to do, and
Right.
I think it turns a lot of people away. So that's a good move for sure.
I mean, they also have to get to know you too, right? It's kind of difficult if I'm the client, not really knowing the attorney or the firm. I'm just in a, you know, hope that they could help potentially. Just paying heavy hourly fee or flat fee could be burdensome. Um, and they always have to look at the time and see if, the
Yeah,
1 hour and 30-minute limit. And that kind of limits the conversation flow. And for attorneys, I think it's important that we really get to know something as much as possible, especially a given case or potential case, before being able to give value. And I think that's kind of our opportunity as well, that initial consultation phase where we can also give a little preview of what our potential value could be for the client.
that's great. Now you have a couple of different practice areas. What are your plans for the next, say, 2 to 5 years as far as growth goes? Are you planning on adding more practice areas or just doing more of what you already have?
Right. Initially when I first started, I was more ambitious. And over the years, I see my practice subject area narrowing down, which I think is smart. Had to learn it hard way sometimes. But so we want to be able to, we have several industries that we really like working in. For example, capital investment transactions, intellectual property, specifically in biotech and pharmaceuticals. So we just want to focus in growing. Even though we're almost 10 years, we're always learning, and compared to other successful law firms, we have a long way to go. So I guess we just want to tune our capabilities and be able to have more of a narrowed down subject area where we can say for these type of clientele, we can nail it. So sharp capabilities is our goal.
That's great. I think that's really smart. It's niching down. So is there one thing that is working well for you when it comes to marketing? And also, is there something that just hasn't worked at all for you that you stopped doing?
Yeah, I think exposure, like talking to people like you, is amazing. But networking, like I always believe that people have to get to know you. because our profession comes with the weight of being able to be trustworthy to those who we serve as clients. That, people really have, it's important that they feel confident in you as a person, not just as a firm. So just being able to participate in different activities, networking events, and, not just as a firm or a lawyer, but as a person or a neighbor, even sometimes. So I would say, I know it's an old-fashioned way, but networking, just being good to your existing clients, because, they may probably, most likely will come back if you've done a good job. So I think that people relationship is really the key. In terms of what has not worked, um, I must say for us, social network like Facebook, we do have LinkedIn page and Facebook where we try to get exposure, but I can't really say that I have any method of seeing what our realization rate is from those platforms yet. But it could also be that we don't have as much of sophisticated system perhaps. So that's something for us to learn in the future.
Well, this has been great. I really appreciate your time. If someone would like to reach out to you, if they have a case for you or they want to pick your brain, what is a good way for them to do that?
Online website, we have most of our contact information there. It's ccl.law. And my email, more than welcome to email me if there's any questions or want to chat for a little bit. B as in boy, .choi@ccl.law.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, everybody. If you would like to find, I should say, if you would like to find all of our backlog of episodes, you can go to arraylaw.com/podcast. We have over 125 episodes where we interview America's top managing partners. And if you're interested in adding digital marketing to your law firm, that's all we do here at Array Digital. You can go to arraylaw.com and check out our websites, SEO, online ads, and social media services. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.